The following program is produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University.
On this week's edition of Fast Track, we'll find out how some students on campus incorporate faith into their everyday lives and see how international students are helping out the community.
We'll also meet members from the Higher Ground Dance Company, visit the annual corn maze, and check out the Purdue Fire Station.
We'll hear about a new crime app, learn about Purdue's eco-car, and find out how students feel about the state's gun laws. It's all coming up next on Fast Track.
Welcome back to Fast Track. We're bringing you this week's show from Powell Hall. I'm Katherine Ducharme.
And I'm Ellie Thalls.
Purdue has seen a recent increase in the Islamic population on campus. As a part of the Islamic faith, it is custom to pray 5 times a day. Reporter Jasmine Edwards gives us an inside look into the lives of Muslim students on campus and how they incorporate prayer during their busy schedules.
Every day on Purdue's campus, there are tons of activities happening all around us. Classes, club meetings, luncheons, and lectures. However, perhaps something we don't notice that happens around us every day are moments of prayer. In the midst of busy schedules, Muslim students find the time to perform intricate prayer rituals every day, 5 times a day. During the times they cannot make it to the on-campus mosque, which is also called the Islamic Center, students get creative.
When it's exam time, it's crunch time, we don't have time to run back and forth. So I'm usually here at Hicks Library, and there's just a fire stairwell towards the end, towards the very left side, that is pretty much like a central hub, pretty much to pray.
I'm really lucky because I had an older sister already here, and the first thing she showed me is when it came to Hicks, she was like, even if you don't have anything to pray on, just get paper towel because we need a clean area. And so she showed me this right off the bat.
Other places that students have found on campus that suit well are empty classrooms like those in Beering Hall and Mechanical Engineering, as well as empty stairwells, anywhere that is of solitude.
I've even prayed when people are watching me. It doesn't bother me. Some people it does. It's just important to have a quiet area.
With spring registration taking way at Purdue, some may imagine scheduling prayer as another obstacle. However, these students don't feel as though they are inconvenienced at all.
Some people think it's a tedious thing that we have 5 times a day that we have to pray, but it's really not. Like the window that we have to pray spans a couple hours for each prayer. So like we pray, we go to class, it's all completely separate, and we don't have to hinder one for the other. My parents instilled values in me when I was really young, so like even in high school, they never like really reminded me to pray. I mean, occasionally, but like it was just like assumed, and I felt the personal responsibility. I needed to do my prayers, like it's between me and God. It's always just something I make time for. It's something that's that important to me.
For anyone desiring to learn more about the Islamic culture on campus, visit the Islamic Center, where everyone is sure to be welcomed with smiles and messages of peace. This is Jasmine Edwards, reporting for Fast Track.
This year, there are nearly 8,600 international students representing 130 countries on campus. How do international students fit into the community? Fast Track reporter Mingjin Sui brings us the story.
If you are interested in meeting new friends while helping the Lafayette community through attending meaningful volunteer work, the BoilerTV volunteer program under the ISS office at Purdue University may be a great choice. Over 200 students from 38 different countries become members of BoilerTV and participate in a variety of fascinating events.
We really like to try to get the international students out into the community so that they can experience as much or as many different types of American culture as they can. So we look for things at animal shelters, at nursing homes, at the symphony, at food pantries, really just as many different types of things as we can find.
BoilerTV members go to the Almost Home Humane Society twice a month for 2 hours each time to walk older dogs on leashes or play with cats.
I actually have a dog who used to be in a shelter like this, and I think it's really good for the dogs and the cats to just have someone to play around, being pet.
You know, we really appreciate students coming in and petting the animals, taking them out, socializing with them. And then for the students, it's a great way to relax. It's a great way to, get some steam off, and especially with finals weeks, when they come up, we get a lot influx of students definitely trying to get, their stress levels reduced.
Unlike the events at Almost Home that are held regularly, Boo at the Zoo volunteer event is only provided during the Halloween season.
I'm dressing as an alien. I will kind of entertain the kids that come into the boiler to this event and have fun.
Volunteers assisted with painting, giving candy to children, and leading game stations at Columbian Park Zoo.
Boo at the Zoo is really dependent on the help from a variety of volunteers, many of them being Purdue students. And the international students specifically really show a lot of enthusiasm. They want to help in the community, and this is a great way where they're able to assist with the games, or they assist along the train route and just provide that needed labor and happiness and excitement to be here.
Boiler Out events encourage international students to go out, learn more about American culture, and give back to the community.
I actually didn't know about this place until the Boiler Out. I saw the lists of the events that the Boiler Outs are coordinating. And I didn't even know that there was these kind of animal shelters in Lafayette.
Well, it provides me the opportunities to meet other people who share the same interests, and it's also give me the opportunities to repay to the community I live in right now.
I think it's really important for the international students to participate because they really get a sense of our community as a whole and some of our interesting cultural activity, and I think the students can really appreciate what we do as Americans right here in Lafayette, Indiana.
On the other hand, such events enable people in Lafayette community to understand students from different countries and help break the language and cultural barriers.
I get to see a little bit of each of them, and I can definitely learn from myself in terms of how to, to communicate a little better, because some of them, do have a little bit of a language barrier. So I do, get to learn a little bit through them myself, and then, they learn through us.
I mean, we're in the middle of the Midwest, and not a lot of people actually get the chance to travel outside to different countries. And so, in a way, we're kind of bringing the world to them.
Reporting for Fast Track, I am Min Jiancui.
Coming up, we'll find out how student dancers are helping children with cancer and check out Exploration Acres.
We'll also get an inside look into Purdue's fire station and how they keep us safe. It's all coming up next on Fast Track.
We are all Boilermakers, but we're also much more. We're history makers, exploring the farthest reaches of our universe, often when strapped to a rocket. We are hope makers, rebuilders of Haitian cityscapes who ensure they'll now withstand any disaster. We are difference makers, developers of drought-resistant crops that just might end world hunger. The fact is, what we make moves the world forward. We are Purdue, makers all.
I am an American.
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 That's the way most of us put it, just matter of factly.
They're plain words, those four. You could write them on your thumbnail,
or sweep them across the bright autumn sky. But remember, too, that they are more than just words.
They are a way of life.
So whenever you speak them firmly.
Speak them proudly. Speak them gratefully. I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
The Higher Ground Dance Company is a place where students can showcase their talents while helping the youth. Fast Track reporter Ann-Therese Taylor brings us there for more.
Many people are unaware of Higher Ground Dance Company on Purdue's campus. However, this organization is making strides to help terminally ill children, as well as show their love and passion for dance each semester.
Higher Ground is a student-run, student-choreographed dance company. We hold 2 shows at the end of every semester on the same day. All the money that we raise for the show goes to the Andrea Rizzo Foundation, where they raise money to help kids at Riley Hospital heal their cancer and their problems through dance therapy.
One of the greatest things about Higher Ground is that we accept all dancers of all levels and all styles. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you can join. No matter if you're a hip-hop dancer, a kicker, a jazz dancer, or a lyrical, you can come join to be in the Higher Ground Dance Company.
This campus organization has brought together many dancers from different backgrounds for a great cause that not only raises awareness but gives back to the community as well.
I joined Higher Ground just because I want to have an experience with other young women. I want to be a part of a dance company that actually meant something. I've met a lot of people. I got to dance in a variety of things that I never thought I would do. I feel like that we actually get a chance to bring in money for the foundation, and it just has made me feel good about myself and about using my dance for something that's a purpose.
Coming to Purdue University, I always wanted to join a dance company coming right out of a performing arts school. Being my third semester in the company, I really enjoyed it. I met so many different people, been able to experience so many different dance styles like hip hop, jazz, tap. It's a really good experience to get into the dance company.
If interested, you can join Higher Ground Dance Company throughout the beginning of the spring and fall semesters.
We have 2 call-outs in the beginning of every semester, and if you are a new member, you have to attend our new member workshop just so we can see what level of technique you can be placed in for the dances.
This semester, the Higher Ground Dance Company shows will be held on December 8th at 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. in Loeb's Playhouse. The cost is $5, and the proceeds will go to the Andrea Rizzo Foundation. This is Ann Sharice Taylor reporting for Fast Track.
Welcome back to Fast Track. Exploration Acres is home to Northwest Indiana's largest corn maze and pumpkin patch, but you might be surprised by some of the other events happening on the acres. Fast Track reporter Lauren Westberg takes us there for more.
One of Lafayette's claim to fame is Exploration Acres, which boasts as Northwest Indiana's largest corn maze and pumpkin patch. Students, local residents, and people from across the Midwest come to visit each year. The business is doing well for only starting in 2008.
This is a family farm. It was purchased by the family in 1920. A lot of the barns had kind of fallen into a state of disrepair, and we decided that we wanted to do something to bring them back. We've got the corn canyon, which is part of our activity area, a big straw pile that seems to be something that everybody enjoys. The gem mine, which is right behind me here. Everything that we've done has been designed for a grandparent to do it or a toddler and everybody in between.
Being a large contender in pumpkin sales is one thing Tim has been working on, other than activities. This year is his largest batch with over 33,000 pounds of pumpkin. However, Tim's real enjoyment comes from the corn maze.
I enjoy designing the corn maze every year, coming up with the theme and the idea, handling the marketing and so on.
This year's theme is patriotic, with the Statue of Liberty, Mount Rushmore, the Liberty Bell, the American Eagle, and the U.S. Capitol. The maze is made by planting corn in stalks closer than usual in the desired pattern in the planting season, then tilling the pathways in July. The result is a fun, family-friendly labyrinth for people of all ages to enjoy, including the employees.
Dad has worked here and my grandfather's worked here, so I decided that it would be a great idea to work here. Normally, I just work here in the maze, just kind of walking through it, making sure, everything's safe for everyone. The paths are clear, no one's going to get hurt in any way, and of course that everyone's behaving properly. I love seeing all the people, and of course just walking through the maze. It's very fun. Having this as a job is just amazing. It's awesome.
Corn Maze this year brought in over 30,000 people, one of the best years yet. But that's not the only attraction. Initially, Tim thought most of his customers would be students, but there are many families as well, enjoying the activity area in the day or the fire pits at night. One such family had a great time on their first visit to the acres this year.
Did we do the mystery? Yeah, that was fun. And we did our gems.
Part of this is just, realizing that we're part of a family tradition every year. People come back year after year. They rent our fire pits. They have their family reunions here. And recently we started getting into the wedding business. People knew that we had a really nice barn, so we book weddings from March all the way through August.
Exploration Acres is a great place for people and kids of all ages to enjoy during the fall. They'll be opening up next year mid-September. Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Lauren Westberg.
The Purdue Fire Department, the only fire station on campus, has been around for 50 years. Xingyi Huang takes us there to find out what they're doing to keep us safe.
October 2013 is the 50th anniversary of Purdue University Fire Department. During this long time serving on the campus, the single fire station has made a great achievement.
Our first full year, we made 96 runs. 2013, we're projecting that we will make 2,800 runs.
Purdue Fire Department is now the only campus fire department in the Big Ten College. Since 2008, it has started to hire full-time fire prevention specialists to conduct life safety inspections and fire drills.
We inspect the fire and life safety areas for all the Greek fraternity, sororities, and cooperatives, where we work with our local partners with the Dean of Students Office, the resident hall staff, and we are able to get into these facilities to make sure that they're safe.
Fire protection on the campus is a topic of much concern by students and parents.
Believe it or not, the #1 reasoning for unwanted fires happening in the Greek or necessarily just in the college setting is careless disposal of smoking material.
Obviously, since the 1970s, we have students now that are bringing with them TVs, we're bringing PlayStations, we're bringing portable computers, we're bringing cell phones, all those things that we didn't have when these buildings were built. So we have to watch how we use our electrical appliances.
To live safe on campus, more than getting familiar with the rules of residence halls, students and parents can go to Purdue Fire Department's website to see if the housing is safe.
This is fire protection systems. This is a very important thing, especially when parents are wanting to shop and see what is safe, what are these buildings components comprised of, what type of fire protection devices are in the facilities, and they're able to go online and look at each individual resident hall. And so it's so important that, mom and dad is actively aware of where's my child living.
To be able to deal with any emergency calls, Purdue Fire Department not only adopts high-tech equipment, but also makes sure that they're ready to go on any given day. This fire robot is a prototype that came here a year ago, designed by the Korean company.
We've only used it on one real incident, and that was, they asked for it in Hoopeston, Illinois, at a tire. I don't know, they didn't manufacture tires, but it was a tire storage facility. So there's a building that was too unstable and still had fire in there, so we were able to send it in there, and it was successful on its first go-around.
Other utilities installed on the fire trucks and ambulance can assist the firefighters in many situations to save time and lives.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest.
It works like your basic automatic external defibrillator, where it will talk to you and tell you what you need to do. This is an MDT, or a mobile data terminal. You can see the status of the other emergency vehicles, and it also lets us go in, more importantly, on some of the fire calls, where we can go in and look at a call history, maybe for a particular building. In the middle here, what we have are 2 thermal imaging cameras. So in a complete smoke-filled environment where you have zero visibility, firefighters can utilize this to look for occupants of an area.
For all of the firefighters at the station, well-maintained fire trucks and equipment mean a lot.
With just taking care of it every day and all day long. If they go out and they get dirty, they get washed. And so we take great pride in the equipment that we have, and so we take care of them. It's a huge investment for the university, so it's something that we want to make sure not only it looks good, but it's got to be able to function. So looking good is only a part of it. They need to be able to do what they're capable, what they're designed to do.
I'm Xingyi Huang, reporting for Fast Track.
Up next on Fast Track, we'll look at a new app that's helping fight both local and national crime. Then we'll find out how Purdue is getting involved with hybrid vehicles.
We'll also learn more about Indiana's concealed weapons law. We'll be right back after this.
That we do, and we try and
You, yeah, you. Have you ever dreamed of being on TV? Well, in the Brian Lamb School of Communication, we do more than that. You can learn about camera operation, lighting techniques, live TV shows, real client PSAs, weekly news productions, and more. For more information about the video production programs, visit our website or the advising office.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Student developers at Purdue have come up with a technology to analyze crime data. They have shared the app called Valet with law enforcement in the county, as well as bigger departments like the NYPD. My co-host Ellie Thalves gives us an insight into how the application works.
Having the information readily available to us at our fingertips at the time when we need it, that's the big step in the right direction.
Just over 4 years ago, student developers were approached by local law enforcement to come up with a solution to merge data involving criminal activity.
So there was a need in the community, in the law enforcement domain, and we went to the drawing board and trying to understand how to approach this problem, and the output of that was Valet.
Abish Malik is the head student developer of Valet, a tool created for law enforcement to visualize and understand criminal activity in the community. The user is able to go back to a specific time of day, week, month, or year to get detailed information on crimes. While the app was developed to use census data and police data, they are now using social media like Twitter to try to find information on crimes. The power of social media is one that Malik can see happen in a real-life scenario.
There's a gun shooting that just happens in one of the schools, it's supposed, and somebody tweets about it. Social media is a very powerful method of communicating information now. So for law enforcement personnel, tapping into that resource is really key.
The developers are tapping into Twitter to add yet another layer of data to the crime map. They are able to specify an area and actually select a user tweeting about a particular topic. Chief Patrick Flannelly is hoping the involvement of social media with Valet will make the community more involved in helping report crimes.
We typically rely on citizens to call in complaints to us, things that they see, things that look out of place, things that don't look right to them, and then we go investigate.
Dr. Ebert is the director of vaccine and the student developers who created Valet. His hope is that in the future, the application could be used by everyday citizens to feel more safe in their homes and neighborhoods.
It can be used to allow the public to see crime in their area, plan their day to be safer. We can provide that information so you can have an app on your iPhone that allows you to see those areas and avoid it.
The public's version of the app will have user-friendly features like searching for a crime. Flannelly is looking forward to when Valet is fully implemented in both his department and community.
Hopefully solve a crime much quicker. Sometimes we can't necessarily prevent crimes from occurring, but the more information we have, the quicker we get it, the sooner we can hopefully apprehend, identify who the criminal might be, make an arrest, and deter that behavior from happening again. So, the best crime is the one that we can prevent.
Valet is planned to be released to Purdue students in the spring of 2014. This is Ellie Thalves reporting for Fast Track.
Thanks, Ellie. Hybrid vehicles are the future of automotive world, and Purdue students are using their innovative skills to change what people think of hybrids right here on campus. Alexandra Johnson has more on the story.
Hybrids are not as wimpy as people tend to think, because there's a lot of power in these vehicles, there's a lot of torque and things like that, and I really think that hybrids get a bad rap for what's already been made.
Changing the future with hybrid vehicles is happening right here on Purdue's campus.
The car is an intercollegiate competition whose goal is to take a conventional 2013 Chevrolet Malibu and convert it into a hybrid for the purpose of having better performance, lower emissions, and lower petroleum consumption.
This 3-year competition involves 15 schools across the nation, and the goal is to educate everyone about hybrid vehicles.
Our goal is to educate both students of all ages as well as the general public on hybrid vehicle technology and what the future is for creating an automotive vehicle that has both lower emissions and lower petroleum consumption without sacrificing acceptability and performance.
This is the first advanced technology car competition that Purdue has ever competed in, and they are currently in the 3rd year of the competition and hope to have a consumer-ready vehicle by May.
Being that the final competition in May, we are on track and hopeful that the vehicle will operate as it is intended, and not only just operate, but we're hoping to have things refined and polished to a point where this should be a consumer-ready vehicle.
The car itself was donated by General Motors, and then the students take it and transform it into a hybrid vehicle.
We have a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle that uses a parallel through-the-road architecture. What that means is we have a diesel combustion engine powering the front 2 wheels and an electric motor powering the back 2 wheels, with a battery pack that can be plugged into both a wall outlet at your home and a charging station on the road. So for the first 35 miles of operation, it will be all electric, and then from then on, it will go into hybrid mode.
Hybridization gives us means to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels. So that way we're reducing our greenhouse gas emissions as well as reducing dependence on foreign oil.
The car is intended to promote hybridization and show that hybrid cars can be for anyone.
Essentially anyone could buy this car. There is no caveat that you've got to be a short distance commuter or you can only use this for daily commutes lesser than 50 miles or so. You can use this for your daily commute. You can take this on a road trip around the country. Anyone could use this vehicle.
Thanks, Alexandra. Indiana allows residents to apply for a permit to carry a concealed weapon. They can carry that permit for 4 years or up to a lifetime. Knowing that gun control has been a major topic of discussion, what do the residents of Indiana think about these permits? Fast Track reporter Lindsay Clark has more.
Nearly 1 in 15 Indiana adults have gun permits. That's over 300,000 Hoosiers who have the right to carry a concealed weapon. This state is second only to New York in number of gun permits per 1,000 adults.
I got my carry permit because, well, the first reason is to defend myself. I think there are a lot of bad people in the world, and having the ability to defend yourself is an important thing. Also to defend friends and family, people around me. There's so many instances of permit holders in a gas station or a restaurant being able to use their weapon to diffuse a violent situation and save lives.
But does this make the residents of Indiana feel safer?
All those permits that are concealed, they're also registered. So then there's like the fact that you can trace where that round came from. And I think I do feel safer when someone can conceal a weapon, because those people that are concealing weapons are typically not criminals because they went and got the concealed license, opposed to a criminal who can conceal a handgun regardless if you have a license or not.
I guess that's just the risk you have to take with the people that do it. I mean, I guess it's no different than someone illegally carrying a gun around and going to do what they're going to do.
It doesn't bother me. I think I feel more safe, yeah. I think more people with carry permits makes our community safer. So, yeah.
While some people may feel safer carrying a weapon, others believe it could put them more at risk.
I do have some concerns about carrying a weapon out in the open. You may have seen it here or there where you'll see individuals with their guns exposed. My concern with that is more for the safety of the individual carrying the weapon. When you're carrying a gun concealed, no one knows it's there, but when you have it out in the open, I'm afraid that the person's going to ask to have that weapon taken from them. So that's one of my concerns out there, is for the fact of the safety of the individual who's carrying the weapon out in the open. I'm afraid it's like dangling a diamond-studded purse around that you're just asking for trouble.
Whether residents feel safe or not knowing people are carrying a concealed weapon, gun control will always be a topic of discussion. I'm Lindsay Clark reporting for Fast Track.
Thanks, Lindsay. That's all we have time for on this week's edition of Fast Track. Thanks for watching. I'm Katherine Ducharme.
And I'm Ellie Thalls. Join us again next week on Fast Track.